Welcome to our today's lesson. Today we want to look at parallel lines. Now, line L1 passes through points 1, 1 and negative 2, negative 2. The second line L2 passes through points 2, 3 and negative 3, 2. So we are asked to find the equation of the line L1 and L2. For us to get the equation of L1, then we will first get the gradient of L1. Gradient of L1 is change in y over change in x, and that is negative 2 minus 1 over negative 2 minus 1, and that is negative 3 over negative 3, and that is 1. So we can get the equation of L1. Therefore we take the general point, which is xy, and one of the given point, which is 1, 1. So we get the gradient, that is y minus 1 over x minus 1 should be equal to 1, the gradient which you got, because we are saying that the gradient of a straight line is a constant value. Therefore this is y minus 1 is equal to x minus 1, and therefore y is equal to x. That will be the equation of that line. For the line L2, equation of L2, we first get the gradient of L2. Gradient of L2 will be change in y over change in x. The equation of L2 is now change in y over change in x, which is now 2 minus 3 over negative 3 minus 2, and that one gives us this one was negative 2, negative 2, negative 3, negative 2, not negative 2, 3. This one, the line L2 is passing through point 2, 3 and point negative 3, negative 2. So this is negative 3 minus 2, and that is negative 1 over negative 1, and that is 1. Negative 2. Okay, let us relook onto the equation of the line L2. L2 is passing through point negative 2, negative 3, so the gradient will be change in y over change in x, which will be negative 2 minus 3 over negative 3 minus 2, right? And therefore that will be negative 5 over negative 5, and that is 1. That's now correct working. Now what will be the equation of L2, the line L2? The equation will be take a general point xy and one of the given point, which is 2, 3. Then we get the gradient, which is now y minus 3 over x minus 2 should be equal to 1, and therefore what is the equation of this line? Y minus 3 is equal to x minus 2, and therefore y is equal to x plus 1. X plus 1, so that is the equation of this line. Now we are looking at parallel lines. So for lines to be parallel, we've now checked the gradient. What was the gradient of L1? The gradient of L1 we calculated and we got it to be 1. And what was the gradient of L2? The gradient of L2 we also got it to be 1. So the gradient of L1 is equal to the gradient of L2. Therefore, if the gradient of L1 is equal to the gradient of L2, then L1 is said to be parallel to L2. If you draw these lines on the Cartesian plane, then you realize that these lines will be parallel, they will never meet. Therefore, parallel lines, if two lines are parallel, then their gradients are the same. So line 1 is parallel to line 2. That implies that gradient of L1 should be equal to gradient of L2. If line 1 is parallel to line 2, that implies that gradient of L1 is equal to gradient of L2. Also, we can say that if gradient of L1 is equal to gradient of the line L2, then that implies that line L1 is parallel to line L2. So that is that.